Okay, I think I'm here. It says I'm live. It says nobody's in the room, but it says that I'm live. So let's see who's going to be the first person in the room, and let me know if you can hear me, and you can, if it's not muffled or anything. I made sure that I turned everything that I'm supposed to turn off, and I think I figured out why. Um, it was like the waterfall sign because I was just on YouTube last time, and this time this is StreamYard. So I'm really curious to see if it's better with StreamYard because I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I started thinking because I went. That's why I deleted. That's why I deleted the video that I did earlier because I went back and listened to it. It was muffled. I don't see how y'all even stayed there the whole time. So if anybody's in the room now, could you let me know? Give me a sound check. Can you see me okay? Is it buffering? Does it sound garbled at all? Just give me a quality check, please, of whoever's in here. But I'm going to read the same information, and I was able to put it in the description below. So if you guys want to follow along with me, there you can. That would be cool. But I don't know. I would just felt, a couple of people wanted me to redo it, so I'm redoing it. And I think it's really important to do it because I think there's something to this this Schuman resonance and what's happening with us. I think that's the key. And that would kind of explain why they're not saying a whole lot about it. So, all right, I'm still waiting for somebody to see. Let me see. Hold on. How do I get into the chat again? Hang on. Nope. Let's see, I forgot how to do that. Can somebody just say hi or something and see if it'll bring up the chat? I think I did this before. Okay, I can't see the chat at all. Can you guys hear me at all? Because I don't want to sit here and read this whole thing again and nobody can hear me. Let's see. All right, cam. Nope, that's not it because I turned the camera off. More post comment. Oh, that's how I can do that. Let me see if I can. I just learned something new. So if I wanted to, okay, that's what I'm going to put my email. Let's see how you do that. SW Garden Creations at gmail.com. Let me make sure I did it right. At Gmail. Okay. So you press that button in there. I did it. Did I do it? Yes. I learned how to put a comment in there. Hey, hey. And I guess I'm talking to myself because it says there's two people in here, but can you guys hear me at all? I don't want to read this thing again if you can't hear me. So I see the chat. Let me see. No, that's not what I'm looking for either. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. There's nobody saying nothing. I'm just talking to myself. Let me check the volume. And maybe you can't really hear me. I don't know. Let's see. Ah, Marcus, thank you. So I'm good. It's not buffering or sounding like I'm in a waterfall again or anything like that. Is it better with StreamYard than it is with the what's the other one? YouTube. Yeah. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. All right. Well, like I said before, I wanted to read this because I think it's very timely with what we're dealing with right now. It says, nope, StreamYard is better for some reason. Awesome. Good, good, good. Thank you. Marcus I almost dropped my little tablet. Let me find that page again. And I did put it in the description this time. And it's a post from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it's from February 17th of 2017. And it says, what does the spike in Schuman resonance mean? And again, I want to read this part too. He has just with the, let me turn it here, with the that little caption there. It says, perhaps the earth is assisting us in lifting the veil, initiating us to a quickening in energy and enabling us to see our true nature. Yeah, the quickening got me. Again, kind of tying in with, some religious teaching about the rapture or the twinkling of an eye, the kingdom, the light within. Again, it kind of brings to mind, I'm not throwing the Bible out completely because I think there's some definite slivers of truth in the scriptures. We're just having to sort through it. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this for you guys. And again, I put it in the description if you guys want to follow along. In Germany, in 1952, German physicist and professor W.O. Schuman hypothesized there were measurable electromagnetic waves in the atmosphere that existed in the cavity or space between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. According to NASA, the ionosphere is an abundant layer of electrons, ionized atoms, and molecules that stretches from approximately 30 miles above the surface of the Earth to the edge of space at about 600 miles. This dynamic region grows and shrinks and further divides into subregions. I wonder if that's like different dimensions, based on solar conditions, and is a critical link in the chain of Sun-Earth interactions. It's this celestial power station that makes radio communications possible. In 1954, Schuman and H.L. Koenig confirmed Schumann's hypothesis by detecting resonance was established by measuring hertz. Thus, the Schumann resonance was established by measuring global electromagnetic resonances generated and excited by lightning discharges in the ionosphere. While this phenomena is caused by lightning in the atmosphere, many are not aware of the importance of this frequency as a tuning fork for life. In other words, it acts as a background frequency, influencing biological circuitry and the mammalian brain. As far back as we know, the Earth's electromagnetic field has been protecting all living things with this natural frequency pulsation of 7.83 hertz. You can think of it as Earth's heartbeat. The ancient rishis referred to this as the Om, or the incarnation of pure sound. Whether by coincidence or not, the frequency of 7.83 hertz also happens to be a very powerful frequency used with brainwave entrainment, as it's associated with low levels of alpha and the upper range of the theta brainwave states. My battery's going down. I need to put the charger on real quick, guys. Just a second. And this is a cool little thing I got as a gift. It's a magnet. It just pops on. It's pretty cool. All right, let me get back where I was. Is this fascinating to you guys too, or is it just me? Because it just fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me. All right, where was I? Where did I leave off? There we go. I'll just read that line again. Again, I said the ancient Indian rishis referred to this as Om, or the incarnation of pure sound. Whether by coincidence or not, the frequency of 7.83 hertz also happens to be a very powerful frequency used in brain wave entrainment, as is associated with low levels of alpha and the upper range of theta brain wave states. This frequency has also been associated with high levels of hypnosability. Maybe that means that the ability to be hypnotized. I think that's what that means. If that's right, let me know. If it's wrong, somebody let me know. But also suggestibility, meditation, and increased HGH, growth, human growth hormone levels, in addition to increased cerebral brain blood flow levels while this frequency is being stimulated. This affects us, guys. It would seem that our nervous system can be influenced by the Earth's electromagnetic field. Maybe that's why being in nature has always been so restorative and healing. Disconnecting from a typical city setting by reducing our exposure to crowds, traffic, work, and routine life, and instead getting out in natural surroundings can slow our brain waves down from the aggressive, vigilant, anxious, and impatient states that are seen in higher ranges of beta brain waves to more restorative alpha waves. On January 31st, 2017, for the first time in recorded history, the Schuman resonance reached frequencies of 36 plus hertz. It was considered an anomaly when in 2014, this frequency rose from its usual 7.83 hertz to somewhere in the 15 to 25 hertz levels. So a jump from 7.83 to 36 plus hertz is a big deal. That's why more than fivefold in that that's more than a fivefold increase in resonant frequency levels. What does that mean to us as inhabitants of Mother Earth? According to neuroscience, frequency recordings of 36 plus hertz in the human brain are more associated with a stressed nervous system than a relaxed and healthy one. It has long been suspected that human consciousness can impact the magnetic field. Our thoughts affect the magnetic field of the earth and create disturbances in it, and vice versa, creating our own reality, particularly during moments of high anxiety, tension, and passion. If you aren't aware that we're living in a time of high anxiety, tension, and passion, then you're probably not aware. In addition to the highly charged political, social, economic, and personal environments of our current time, many people have also been feeling like time is speeding up. Have you guys felt like that? This might explain the intense disturbance most of us are feeling at this time in history. Could the drastic rise in frequency have something to do with this? As we know from science, the higher the frequency, the more highly diversified the information those frequencies carry. Since we are organic creatures made of matter and susceptible to electromagnetic fields, and because our lives are inseparable from the earth, then if the earth's frequency is rising, shouldn't that also raise our frequency? Evolution has not always been an easy process, but the energy behind it, the energy is the unified field, is always moving towards greater degrees of organization and wholeness, both within and without. If the Earth's electromagnetic field is raising, then shouldn't that allow our brain to be able to pick up greater frequencies that are even higher than the stressed state of high beta brain waves? If so, is there a range of brain frequencies above the scale of high beta brain waves that, instead of being associated with a brain that is over aroused and imbalanced, is associated with a brain that is more aware, conscious, and creative? Increases in frequency create increases in consciousness. And when our consciousness increases, we have a greater awareness. And that's what gamma brain waves are. Gamma brain waves can be more than twice as high as beta brain waves, represent an aroused state in the brain. However, they are not connected to the survival states of the emergency mode, but correlated with a kind of super consciousness and awareness, as well as higher amounts of love and compassion. As the earth goes through her metamorphosis, maybe we too have a transition through this time of emotional intensity related to beta brain waves before we enter a new consciousness of gamma brainwave status. And wouldn't that upgrade our nervous system and expand our perception and awareness of reality? Perhaps we are on the verge of a great evolutionary jump. I don't know. Another way to say it is I lost it. Diggity, diggity. Let me go back. There we go. Perhaps, okay. Another way to say it is if we are going through another way to say it is we are going through an initiation. After all, isn't an initiation a rite of passage from one phase to another? Perhaps the earth is assisting us in lifting the veil, initiating us to a quickening in energy, and enabling us to see our true nature. Maybe when we see, remember, and awaken to who we truly are, human beings can finally move as a collective consciousness from a state of surviving to a state of thriving. Um, this article is just fascinating to me, and just reinforced what I feel um, about this energy, that's around us. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to get your comments on there. I'm not going to stay on long. I'm not going to sit here and ramble. But if you guys have any comments about that, do you feel that it's having something to do with what's happening to us? And as far as, I don't know if you guys could hear on the video that I did before, but remember how we used to play with magnets, y'all? And you put the magnets together and they just kind of, if you put them the right way, they just snap together. But what would happen if you turned them opposite of each other? It's like, it was like a force fighting against each other. You're not going to, it's a force. And I remember as a child feeling, um, I could feel that energy coming from the I guess the polarity of the two energies fighting against each other. I could actually feel that field. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Hello, Akia. Lori Watts. Haven't seen you in a while. I just did a live today, Lori. You missed me. Girl, what are you doing to yourself? You look amazing. Girl, I had to dress up, because on my little homestead, baby, I had to dress up to go water the tomatoes. I have to present myself to them. I don't associate with hardly anybody. So, like I said, I have fun out here. I may dress up like Zsa Zsa Gabor and get on my tractor and go haul some wood or something like that. I just like to play. And today I had to go water the garden, so I just put on another one of my one of, one of my wigs and dressed up and go water my tomatoes. Yeah, but good to see you again, Lori. You like that wig? Thank you, darling. I like this one too. I gotta name her. I have all kinds of different wigs. I have blonde, red heads, blue heads. Not, I don't think I have a blue head. I have a steel blue one, that kind of like that gray one. That one's kind of blue. Um, I have all kinds of different wigs, but what should I name her? Oh, let's see. Hello, son, Senate reincarnated son. Oh, good to see you too. Love you too, darling. Hello, Denise 815. Andrea, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you popped in. Anyway, I didn't really want anything. I just wanted to read that article again. And again, to remind you guys, I feel this energy. I feel it. Something is going down. And again, I don't know if it's prophecy, going with the what the script says, in the end days, all this stuff is going to happen. Are they making sure all that stuff happens because they can do everything, or is it true prophecy? If there really was a true prophecy, what if this is divine source? Because what's happening is like clockwork. Is like clockwork. That's the only way I can explain it. And maybe because of what's unfolding, everything that's happening, everything is just clicking like it should. And the cabal and the kabad realize, oh, the clock, the clock is up. We can't change the clock. The clock has a mind of its own. That source energy has taken over. The divine plan has taken over. I don't know what you call it, but it's obvious that there's some type of energy fighting here. And I feel it. And this is just a reminder again, no fear. We are here for a reason. We are here for a reason. And still, I fully don't know mine, but I'm glad that I'm here. This is an amazing time to be alive. Nothing like this has ever happened. Well, actually, it hasn't. Maybe not like this. I think catastrophic things have happened in the past, but I think this is unique. And I think this the age is changing. We are witnessing the change from 3D to 5D. We're witnessing it. So enjoy the ride, guys. Eyes wide open, no fear, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Let's see. Oh, Luana says name her Donna. Do I look like a Donna? Donna. You look as, oh, thank you. Your tomatoes at, you look beautiful as usual. Your tomatoes at, I don't know what you mean. My tomatoes are happy. Girl, I got some beefsteak tomatoes. It feels, there's nothing like a homegrown tomato. vine ripened, that flavor. And the kind that I have is a huge beefsteak tomato. So when you cut it, there's not a whole lot of little runny juice. It's thick and meaty and bursting with flavor. Yeah. Yes, my tomatoes. Oh, yeah. Keep them happy. Hey, Candy. Wow, it's 103. That's unheard of. That's in the Vancouver, Washington area, and normally it's kind of misty and cool there. And just the weather's just gorgeous there most of the time. Very comfortable. But 103, Candy. Whew, y'all are roasting, girl. Roasting, roasting, roasting. Double 11, 11, 11, 007. Hi, darling. You feel it too, Monica? Andrea? Yes. Yeah. And where was that earthquake today? It was an 8.7 earthquake today. Where was that? Does anybody know where that earthquake was? I think I remember listening to Mr. MBB 333 just before I got on here, and he said, because I was worried, thinking, where this earthquake was, should they be watching out for a tsunami? But he said no. And what the gist of what I got of what he was saying is, if the tsunami, I mean, if the earthquake had been like an earthquake, a straight drop like that, a sudden drop of the water, of course it'll build a shelf of water. But he says this earthquake was one that did kind of like this, I think sideways or something. Anyway, go check out his channel because he explained it. But yeah. Denise says, yes, something surely is happening. It's spiritual too. Yeah, absolutely. Because we are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. Something is definitely happening spiritually. And again, guys, go within that voice, that presence, that consciousness that we all have. That is you. That is you. Focus, go within. Every answer that we need, every answer that we seek, everything that we need to know is if we can tap into here. Keep trying. I'm still trying. Still trying. Let's see. Yeah, Andrea says it's hot. It's hot there too. Yeah, Andrea's in the Washington State area as well. It was in Alaska. Okay, thank you, Candy. That was in Alaska. Wow. True Ayers. It was off the coast of Alaska. Thank you, True Ayers. I appreciate that. Yeah, we have to watch. Yeah, we have to watch the new Madrid fault. Actually, you're right, Luana, because we live in Missouri, and this new, I think that's right. Yeah, the new Madrid fault. That's a new fault line they discovered here, and I looked at the map to see where this fault line was, and if a major earthquake happens in this area or close to this area, even in St. Louis or other places like that, then my property where I live either will be in the water or I'm gonna have oceanfront property. Either way, like I said before, I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here. And if I have oceanfront property, that's a plus. And if I demise there, that means that hey, I've ascended and I'm cool with either or. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to drown though. Let's see. Yes, you're watching the Cascadia subduction zone. Yeah, and then too, I heard too, Candy, that Yellowstone is doing some unusual things. There's like swarms happening, and if that one, yeah, if they start if those start going out off, yeah, even I did some research on that. Say for instance, if Yellowstone did blow, I'm far away. I'm in Missouri, and wherever Yellowstone is. But anyway, they said that if Yellowstone was to blow, it would blow up so much ash and debris that even here in the woods, it would cover everything in 2 inches of ash. 2 inches of ash will destroy all your crops. It'll probably kill the trees. It is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, guys. So we're not going to manifest that. We're going to, no, 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 no. Let's see. Denise says we're having tornadoes in your area, Pennsylvania and South Jersey. Is it normal that they have tornadoes there? Yeah, I knew about hurricanes, but tornadoes too? Wow. I need a houseboat. Yep. And I might do that. See, this little cabin is on skids. Maybe I can attach like some balloons all around the side of it. So you got to improvise. Maybe get some no, that ain't gonna work. Whatever. I'll just backstroke. Luana says, I've been in 2 earthquakes here. One as a child and one in 2007. Wow. I think I've only experienced one um, earthquake, and that was in Washington State. You remember that one, Candy? Yeah. Everything is shifting. Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. And anything that can shift needs to shift. But again, I think that the cabal and the kabad, they can't shift. They're stuck here. They can't shift. But those of us who get our energy, those of us who keep our vibrations high, we're gonna move on up. Gotta go this other way. Move on up. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Yellowstone has been busy for quite a while, hopefully letting off energy. Pontoons for your house. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, Candy. Pontoons. You can make Monica's Ark. Yes, I sure could. And I have my chickens and my dogs and my cats in here, and a coon and a possum, a couple of deer. Actually, I've been having little bucks, and it was so funny because the night of, I think a few days ago, it was called Buck Moon. It was a special moon called the Buck Moon, and that night, like about in the middle of the night, I got up and I could see, because it was so light out there. It was dark, but the moonlight. There was 4 little bucks right outside my window, and I thought that was really cool. Buck moon, and I see these 4 little bucks there, and it just kind of confirmed again the indigenous people. They knew why they call it the Buck Moon. What was that about? And it was. Is it just a coincidence? Yeah, they've been telling us a lot for a long time. The truth in plain sight. Andrea, tiny home. I do have a tiny house. We have a place here called Pontoon Beach. Yeah. And thank you, Luana, for sending me those beautiful pictures of where you live, girl. I like your surroundings. I mean, Denise says, I mean, the weather patterns are shifting. Yes. Yes. It's, again, like I mentioned, I think I mentioned this earlier today too. I see a difference in the sun, the intensity of the sun. It's hot, really, really hot, but it's an unusual. It's hard for me to explain. But say, for instance, my garden. I'm having to water my garden every single day, even though putting a layer of straw over the soil in effort to um, insulate the ground and for it to absorb water and slowly release it to the plants. It's supposed to help with not having to water every day. I'm still having to water every day because the sun has been so hot here, it just dries everything out. Yeah, but definitely something is shifting. Something is happening with the weather, and pay attention to, guys, to the Schuman resonance, because from the article, it has a direct effect on us. But also pay attention to what's happening with our sun. It's not on mainstream news um, at all about these eruptions off the sun. And the sun is really, really active. We have CMEs directed at us right now. We don't know if we're going what the intensity will be, but these waves are coming. Why isn't that on mainstream news? Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Candy says, lived here 43 years. I can see the sun path. Really? You see the difference too, Candy? Wow. Wow. I was reading, not reading, but listening to a documentary of the elder Aleut Indians um, in Alaska. And the elders say, without a doubt, the horizon has changed. And they're also talking, I can't say the word because the last time I said these two words, the whole video was taken off, and it was the the shift. Yeah, last time I said something about that, they took it off. But it is said that it's not so much the thing that's coming is not so much like a voom like that. It's more of a like a wall was going to shift a little bit because what's happening is the energy from the inner earth is putting out energy and we're getting energy from the sun, and it's I think that's what's happening. It's like this, like the magnet thing. um Something's going to have to shift, and I think that's what we're feeling. And I was wondering too, if I looked up the day of my accident, which was last Friday, the 23rd. And I'm going to look to see what was the Schuman resonance that day. Because that entire day, I felt off that entire day. So I'm real curious to see what the resonance was that day. And maybe if there was something, maybe that had something to do with, because it affects your your brain. And it was my brain, I think. Anyway, let me get off of here, guys. Thank you for joining me again. Check out Joe Dispenza if you haven't checked him out before. He is spot on. What a lot of things that he say makes a lot of sense to me. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here now. Stay in that high love vibration, y'all. No fear, no matter what's happening around us. Stabilizers. See you guys later.